welcome to another Woolfull video. Hopefully this one, it's going to be short, but hopefully it's got a little bit of helpfulness about it that you might find useful. Come and have a look at this. Today we've got a knitted square, courtesy of Rosie, and I'm going to show you how to weave in ends. I know it sounds simple, but it's like, I guess it's like boiling an egg. If you've never done it before, it can be a bit tricky to get it right. So, we often get asked in the shop by people, how do you get it so that your end doesn't fray, or that it doesn't just unpick, or that you don't end up with some sort of knotty clump? Well, I'll show you a couple of ways now. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to thread the needle with the fastened off end and cast off. Make sure that when you cast on and cast off, you've got some decent length that you can use to do the weaving in. You don't want to end up with like an inch. You're not going to be able to weave it in very well. So, on the reverse of your knitting, you're going to not go through where you actually came from, or else you're going to end up unpicking it. So, go over a stitch, go through the centre of a few of the stitches, doesn't matter which direction, as long as you can't actually see the needle on the front. Okay, so there you can't see the needle. Don't matter if you can see it on the back a little bit. And then you're going to draw it through. Don't pull too tight, or else you're going to end up with a little pucker in it. But equally, you don't want a big baggy bit. And then at that point, if anyone was to just catch that at any point, you're going to unravel. So we're going to go back on ourselves again, not through the exact same space you went through, or else you're going to unpick it. So we came through, if you can see, we came through there. So I'm going to take up another stitch, and then we can go pretty much where we came before. Again, don't go through to the other side. Draw it through, and for the most part you'll be able to just give it a good firm pull at that point. Nothing's going to damage. If it turns out that you pull it and it'll still keep pulling, catch another stitch and go through in the opposite direction again, and it'll be nice and firm for you there. Okay, so then you'll cut it off nice and short, and then you move on to your next stitches, the next ends to weave in. So here, different example, we've got where Rosie's done a colour change, so you've got two ends to weave in at the same point. Can get a little messy, so what I tend to do for security of the colour changing of the first stitches, do a one single knot. Don't pull it dead tight again, doesn't need to be, but you can pull it so that your knot ends up hidden in the corner of your stitches. And then both ends together, pop them onto the needle. Make sure you choose your needle well so that you got a wide enough eye. And then, as we did before, we're going to go through some of the stitches, taking care not to go through with our needle on the reverse. As you can see there, you can actually see the needle a little bit. So I'm just going to take it out and start again. The needle's hidden now. So push it all the way through, just so that your ends won't be trailing on the front or the back, they'll be inside the stitches. And then you're going to go catch around another one, so you're not going back through exactly the same space, and finish it off, and that's now nice and firm. Okay, snip it off nice and close, and you've got your ends done. Enjoy!